You are about to experience the Corpse Cast. We would advise any listener who may be ill, pregnant, or of weak constitution to reconsider listening to the show for fear of an onset of health issues related to encountering bouts of pure shock or fright. For those who wish to continue, just remember to avoid fainting. Keep repeating, it's only a podcast. Only a podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 397 of the Corpse Cast. I'm Mike, and with me, as always, is Matt, and after all, he's a wonder, Wall.
Oh, my gosh.
Bro, are you serious? I've been sitting on that for a long time. I've been waiting to do that one. I'm like, oh, my gosh. I'm going to blow these people's minds.
Oh, yeah. I just want to start singing now, man.
Well,
that was good.
You said maybe. Okay, actually, it's funny because I saw that meme. And then I'm like, oh, I got a great idea. But how's it going, man?
Did you freeze or are you smiling? Oh,
you for both.
Oh, yeah, both. Both froze. Both froze.
No, both smiling. I'm froze and I'm smiling. It's a wonderful day to be alive.
Yeah. Well, I wish I had your optimistic attitude, sir.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't. Well, how do you come back at something like that? I wish you had.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm like, you literally just watched two Draculas. In fact, we're calling, like, what's not to be optimistic about?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We're calling this episode Dueling Draculas, actually.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
I figure. And kind of like, this is a little bit different. We've done what was it? We did, I can't remember the origin or the basis, or the Virgin Spring, which is the basis for Last House on the Left. And so that was kind of a dueling type thing, but this is a little bit different because, as we know, during the day, Universal Pictures filmed Dracula 1931 with Bela Lugosi, and on the same sets, the same marks, the same props, all that same stuff. In the evening, they filmed a Spanish language version with just the new actors, new set of actors and director and all that stuff. But before we get into that, Matt, how are you, man? What have you been up to? Would you like to make sure to let everybody know where your stuff is, so when they watch the first 2 minutes of this podcast that they know where to find you?
Yeah, go to YouTube at Matt Wall and make sure you subscribe. And you can find my art and handmade chapbooks at mattwallart.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to Amazon, you could find a bunch of ebooks. And then if you go over to like Spotify or wherever you listen to music, you could look up Creeperson or Matt Wall and stream to your heart's content.
In fact, we would encourage you to stream to your heart's content. You know what's funny is, you know how at the end of the year you get your Spotify recap or whatever, and it says how many hours you whatever. So this last year, I lost my daughter, right? Which is fine, okay, but she was just like, I love music so much more than you do, right? So you know what I've been doing is keeping it on all night and just letting it in my office. It's streaming like it's turned way down, but I'm gonna get so many hours, bro. And I'm gonna be like, why did you listen to the Black Album from Metallica 8,000 times? And I'm like, don't you worry about it.
Yeah, that's some pretty shifty stuff just to pull one over. I mean, that's a long-term plan.
Well,
that's
no, dude, what I just should do is just put it on your stuff and let it go. Because don't you get for a penny, like every 18 hours or something like that? I hear you guys get screwed, but
it's okay. Here's what I'll say about that. The people who say you get screwed on stuff like that are the people who were able to make money on their music before streaming services existed.
Right. Like there's going to be nobody.
We know how much money we made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that makes perfect sense.
But the upside of it is that like I'm not having to like hustle in front of a club with a backpack full of CDs,
Right.
or cassette tapes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it just does it,
Right.
and the algorithm will send my shit to people who might not ever listen to it, but like so it's like,
So it's getting out there more than like the 10,000 people who see you on a worldwide tour or something. Or I don't know
yeah,
how
yeah,
many.
yeah.
I don't know how many
I
people.
don't know exactly how that works, but like it's like before, like, because there was a time from, and this is going to date us, Mike,
I'm
but
married. Sorry.
between like 1995,
Mhm.
maybe 96, and like 2006 or 7,
Mhm.
like I was basically making a living off of just being in a band.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Actually.
Like that's all I was really doing.
Mhm.
Like I was like putting on shows and helping other bands and doing stuff like that. And there was a period where I was a total band slut and I was in like 15 bands just to make ends meet.
Right.
But but I was able to do that.
Mhm.
But if I wasn't out there doing it every fucking day,
Right.
like I wasn't making any money that day.
Right.
But like, so this, like, I'm definitely not making the amount of money that I was when I was hustling,
Mhm.
but it's like kind of like a set it, forget it, you
Well,
know?
well, and now you've
So
got
like,
more things going on
I
anyway, right?
get, I do, I do. I miss it though, but I do.
You know what's funny is let me ask you something, and this has nothing to do with the topic at hand, but it's like, do you think? Because I mean, I used to go to even 10 years ago, I used to go to during the week shows, all this stuff. Now I haven't been to a show in a long time, and is it just because it's like I don't know if it's me getting older, if it's my that I've experienced everything there is to experience at a show or whatever, and it's like I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't have the appeal anymore that it used to. Is that Do you think that you'd run into that at all? Like our old friend Shane Diablo was just like, bro, I'm tired of playing the drums, and he just quit. You know, he's just like,
That
I hate it.
sucks, dude.
He's like, I'm like, listen, he's like, it's not playing the drums, it's hauling the shit in, having to
Mhm.
haul it out, every night, then having to play nice with everybody, but still knowing you have to go to the band room and clean everything up and blah blah blah. He's just like, I just got tired of it.
Yeah, dude. The singer always like kicks rocks and you're still like undoing your cymbals off the stand and
His
stuff.
his lead singer would get so wasted and he had diabetes, so we'd have to throw him over our shoulder and like take him away anyway. So he wasn't helping, but yeah, it's just
No, I
he
get
got
that.
done.
I think too, I don't know. I think a lot of it was, at least for me, when like I was younger, and I'm not talking about playing shows, I'm talking about just going to shows.
Uh-huh.
It was like being a part of something. It was
Right.
like a reason to go do things with your friends. It was
Sure.
like being a part
Absolutely.
of a scene
Yeah, I'd
and
go.
doing all that shit.
Absolutely. I would
So I
go.
feel like if you're not doing that now, just going to a show is, there's a little bit like removed from
Disconnect.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like since I got since I got remarried, it's like I don't need those fools anymore. So I mean, I don't know if that's really it or whatever, but it's like, yeah, I haven't gone to a show in a long time, and it's funny though because Cassidy would always come to like Cradle of Filth. She went to see Mayhem with me, and just a bunch of other crap. Oh,
Oh,
Karash Angren, and she basically said so. I bought her like T-shirts and stuff. So it's so funny looking at her in her Mayhem T-shirt, her bright smile and blonde hair. It's like, bro, that just doesn't fit, but it's all good.
oh my gosh. That's amazing though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's a good sport. All right, so now that we've done our reminiscing about the good old days, I mean, like you said, it's what old dudes do, and it's what we're best at, and I'm okay doing that. But speaking of old dudes, we've got a couple of movies this
Oh my
week
gosh. Yeah.
with a couple of old dudes going on. We're going to be talking about both Draculas from 1931. Both Draculas are from Universal Studios, and I'm going to start off by just talking a little bit about the Universal Studios and kind of what they were doing. And I'm going to show you. If you got your camera, I'm showing you a book. I got a lot of information
Oh
from
my
this
gosh.
little book.
Nice.
It's a nice fun book. You know what's funny is I always buy the like the paperback, but I usually read it on Kindle because it's like who reads like actual books, you know? But then what's his name? John Waters said that don't fuck a new guy if he doesn't have books on the shelf. So I was like, I need to make sure that I got some books going on there. But anyway, okay,
Or
so
just don't hang out with John Waters.
he seems so fun. Seems like he does seem like a handful though, that's for sure. All right. So, okay, so let's talk about Universal Studios, founded in 1912 by a guy named Carl Laemmle. But the thing is by the late he started it with a couple other guys, but he bought all the everything from it. So all his in the 1920s, his son Carl Laemmle Jr. was running the production, and basically he's like, you know what? I want to. I mean, they're running all these movies, they're doing a bunch of stuff, but like the son Junior, we'll call him, was basically inspired by Lon Chaney's silent horror stuff, and he's like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make a movie about Dracula. Okay, but what they wanted to do is make this huge, lavish production. But man, the what do you call it? The depression hit, and all the stock market crashed, all this stuff, and so they were going to try to make it with Cheney, but also Cheney died so in 1930. So basically, they had to redo the whole thing. So they actually based it off Hamilton Dean's hugely popular stage play. And by the way, I made sure to keep in there that it was hugely popular because I feel like that is a I don't know why I did that. By the way, that's bizarre. Anyways, the star of the play, Bela Lugosi, is obviously a Hungarian actor. He came to America in 1920. He had been in some silent films, but yeah, his most successful stint was Dracula on Broadway, 1927. At the time, they were thinking about Carl Laemmle was like, oh, by the way, maybe we should do a Dracula movie. He's like, bro, give me this thing, give me this role. I was born to play it. In fact. We all know he did end up playing it, and he was all weird about it, like looking in the camera during during all the production, saying, "I am Dracula," which, by the way, I do that too. I'm not even in the movie. Long story short, they did it. They paid him less because it's like, we'll give this guy a chance. So there's it. But one thing that I didn't know that I actually learned about this is they brought in German cinematographer for this, Karl Freund, who had made the Golem or who had done the cinematography on the Golem, Metropolis, and so this guy knew what he was doing. He already had two. I don't know if they were classics at the time, but they're classics now. I mean, how many? I mean, I think that I can, name all the silent films like on less than two hands that I know, and Golem and Metropolis were both one of them, right? Anyway, so he did a great job there. But the thing is to get a different audience, to get the Spanish speaking audience, they decided to film at night on the same sets. Like I said, the same sets, using the same props, the same marks, um, almost the same script, except for they changed that as they went. Different director, different actors. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of talk about both of them, right? But I think that what I want to do too is it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've seen this original 1931. I'm talking like maybe 15 years. I mean, because it's just so look at my shirt. This I didn't even do. I just wore this to work today, actually. And so this wasn't even on purpose. So it's like I have Bela Lugosi. I mean, it's so ingrained in our culture and society that it's like that I haven't seen it so long. I just felt like I already knew everything. But I'm watching it now. There's a lot of things that I noticed that I wasn't, that I guess I wasn't as familiar with as I thought. But we'll get into that. Let's start by playing a trailer. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna play both trailers so you can see a little bit. You know, see a little bit of
Are
both.
you gonna play them at the same time?
No, no, I'm
Okay.
not. Because if they were, what I'll do is I'll maybe interchange them a little bit so that it looks cool. And of course, since this is such a professional podcast, I want to wow the people with my editing skills. And anyway, so there you go. Did I just sound like Napoleon Dynamite? Like my nunchuck
Yeah.
skills? Anyway. So here it is. I'll put together a little, go back and forth with the trailers, and we'll be right back to talk about both of them.
Rugged peaks that frown down upon the Borgo Pass are found crumbling castles of a bygone age. Cerca de Bistritz, la carretera tuerce hacia el corazón de los Cárpatos, uno de los lugares más agrestes y menos conocidos de Europa.
Castle Dracula?
Yes, that's where I'm going.
To the castle?
Yes.
No. You mustn't go there.
El castillo de Drácula. Eso es. Ahí es a donde voy.
I am Dracula.
Oh, it's really good to see you. I don't know what happened to the driver and my luggage and with all this, I thought I was in the wrong place.
I bid you welcome. Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make. The spider spinning his web for the unwary fly. The blood is the life, Mr. Renfield.
Yes.
Soy Drácula. No podía usted ser más oportuno. No sé lo que pasaría con el cochero y con mi equipaje. Con todas esas cosas, creí que me había equivocado de casa. Los muros de mi castillo están cuarteados. Abundan en él las sombras. Pero suba. Está usted en su casa. Escúchelos. Son los hijos de la noche. Qué hermosa música componen. La eterna lucha por la vida. Todo ser viviente ha menester sangre para seguir viviendo. La araña teje la tela para coger la mosca incauta. La sangre es la vida, señor Renfield.
All right, you guys.
Get back to it.
Let's get back. See, he's on it. He's taking charge. We're good to go. All right. Since I remember last episode we did, I became the master of the box set. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And so I want to show you the box set for this. Basically,
oh, it's gorgeous.
This is every single Universal Classic monster film that, we're talking, not like, it has the monster films. It doesn't have like the old Dark House or other stuff like that, but it's like, man, everything in HD, hours of bonus features. But the thing is I wanted to mention this because if you are a Universal horror movie fan, this is like a must-have. The Spanish version was actually, a Spanish version of Dracula was actually an extra on the Dracula disc. So there you have it. But anyway, Dracula, 1931. IMDb has this at a 7.3. The English version, 7.0 for the Spanish version. And you'd think that if you have a 7.0, you would have more than an extra on a disc. You'd have your own freaking disc. But I don't know, man. Released February 14, 1931. The American, or sorry, not the American. They're both. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm trying to be culturally sensitive.
You should, yeah.
Because that's what I'm always. It's 75 minutes, the English version. However, the Spanish version is like 27 to 29 minutes longer. By the way,
yeah.
The English version, directed by Todd Browning. We all know him from Freaks, London After Midnight. I mentioned Carl Freund, who did the Freund. You don't need to be culturally sensitive to the Germans, so they lost that. So no, we don't give a shit. But the Spanish version was directed by George Melford, and it was written by George and Baltazar Fernandez Q, who did the screenplay. But of course, for both we have to credit Bram Stoker for the novel, Hamilton Dean and John Balderston, who wrote the play that Lugosi acted in, and there you go. This movie starred for the English. I'm just doing all this, and then I'm going to drop everything. And we're just going to have a little conversation. So let me just get. Am I boring you?
You do it.
No. So I'm not.
No, you're not at all.
Am I pretty?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. All right, this stars the English version stars Bela Lugosi as Count Dracula, Helen Chandler as Mina Seward, David Manners as Jonathan Harker, Dwight Fry, by the way, so good that Alice Cooper has a whole song about him, as Renfield, Edward Van Sloan as Professor Van Helsing, and Herbert Bunston as Dr. Seward, Frances Dade as Lucy. By the way, did you know Lucy is always the hornier one of the sister?
Oh yeah,
the one. Yeah, she's in Bram Stoker's Dracula. She's the redhead that takes it on from the werewolf guy. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. The Spanish version, Carlos Villarías as Conde Dracula, but he was credited as Carlos Villar. Lupita Tovar is Eva Seward, by the way, who is a little spicy herself. That's the Mina character. Barry Norton as Juan Harker. Pablo Alvarez Rubio as Renfield, Eduardo Arosamina as Van Helsing, and Carmen Guerrero as Lucia. Okay. Like very, very, yeah. It's the. I feel like going by Miguel Cadaver today because of this. But all right, Mr. Creeperson, why don't you just give us a quick overview of the movie? I mean, there's a few things that I might stop you and talk about, but let's go.
Okay. Well, this varies from the book, obviously, with our Renfield friend going up to the castle.
So in the book, was it Harker?
It was
It
Harker.
did? Okay, so I've never read the book because I typically just read nonfiction, like this wonderful book here, Monster Movies of Universe. By the way, I should get a little bit of coin for that. If
do you have an affiliate link for it for Amazon?
No, to be honest with you, I just like sharing stuff that I think is cool. Right? It's like.
Yeah, dude, but you should really get an Amazon Associates account because then all of these like box sets and stuff, you could say down below, click the link, I get some coin, and you help the show out, and you get what you want.
That's not a bad idea. Quite frankly, I didn't know you could do that. So,
yeah,
that's on me, bro.
Go to, I think it's associates.amazon.com.
All right, nobody listening, do not do it for this book because I want to be the only affiliate for that book. And if you take it, I will find you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, there you go. So, so Renfield goes, and the coolest thing, and it's in both movies, but they're done differently. You have the stagecoach, like all the people in the coach going up. And the daughter of Carl Lamley Jr., Carla Lamley, is the one reading the thing and bouncing around in the
is he?
thing.
Oh, cool.
And she, I think, was like 14 when she did this. And like she's like the only person from an old Universal movie like this old that I've met in person. And,
oh, no kidding.
She used to do all the conventions and stuff. But yeah, she's great. And then we'll talk about Julie Adams at a different time now. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you did? Okay. She was a creature from the Black Lagoon, right? Which, by the way, was 20 some odd years later.
For real. It's so crazy.
It's insanity to me.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, so let's talk about that. I just wanted to mention in that, how do you sit in the back of that horse-drawn carriage with basically a 7.2 or a 6.7? See what I'm doing? Is that still a thing for the kids? 6.7?
It's still a thing for another week or two.
Good. But how would you like to drive like for hours back there? Anyway, I'm glad for thank goodness
on wooden wheels, dude, on a bumpy road. That's awful.
Yep.
But yeah, so we won't get into the differences until you want to get into them. So he wants to go up to the castle, and they're like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. You could stay here and figure it out. And then he tells the people at the castle, I want to go, or at the little village, I want to go to the castle. And they're like, no, you can't do that.
Dude, my favorite. I'm sorry to keep interrupting you, but dude,
no, it's fine.
One of my favorite parts is when the innkeeper comes out, right? And he's like, Dracula, like the most, like this guy was like, he has one small part, but he made that count. I don't know if he was in another movie, but that dude will be one of my favorite like side characters in this. Dude, it's just, I mean, obviously, I don't know if since this was a what do you call it, a play, like a theatrical play, they were all kind of overacting. I don't know if that was because that's what he felt like he had to do, but that dude was freaked out that he's going up to see Dracula going over the Borgo Pass.
Yeah, like especially like this is the first talkie, I think.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken. So
or Universal.
So everyone from anyone who was in a movie before this had to totally overact because it was like a silent film. And if a lot of these people came from theater, which they probably would anyway.
Or even silent film, they did that stuff, right?
Yeah, no, it's just like overacting constantly.
Right.
And I think that, and it's almost, I think it's almost sad that a lot of that kind of showmanship like
Is
is
gone.
died. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because everyone says overacting. And so it's like a negative thing.
Well, and now we look back at it as something that's old and like dusted, and it's like, oh, that we don't have to do, which kind of sucks because I mean, this whole movie is full of it, and and if it's not like some of the funnest stuff, some of those memorable stuff about this movie, like that guy with his one little shining moment, right? Yeah, it's.
But like all those people too, like I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure, like back then everyone was a studio player.
All right.
Like if you were in a Universal movie and you had a line, you were contracted to that studio.
Right.
So any like Frankenstein movie, like any like Wolfman movie, whenever there was like a mob or the town or whatever, like you'll see all the same faces. Like I don't know if this guy exactly was in other stuff, but when you watch a lot of, especially the Universal monster movies, you're going to see a lot of the same people, like playing almost the exact same part because all of them are character actors.
Well, isn't that how they? I mean, that's different than it is now, right? I mean, it's like you because I mean, like Keanu Reeves goes out and plays different movies. It doesn't matter what studio's doing that, right? I mean,
so that's not a thing anymore.
Okay, so so it's, I mean, that it's kind of a bizarre way to think about it, having, you know, spent all this time with, I don't know, I don't want to say the regular way people do it, but it's like the way they do it now anyway.
No, if you look back, and I wish I would have like looked into this a little bit before we started this, but if you look back into what movies certain actors could have been in, but they couldn't because they were under contract to this studio, like a lot of like what we know as like popular culture would be totally fucking different.
I bet.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's interesting. I used to know a lot more about that. But yeah.
I used to be stronger. You're my boy, Blue.
Yeah. Okay, so where were we? Oh, that guy's mustache is amazing too.
Oh yeah, his eyebrows too.
So good. So anyway, they like freak out. They give him a cross and like tell him to get the fuck out of there, and he goes and does this thing. And he's suddenly like, it's like he's going to the Bargo Pass. It's really scary. And like, there's a bat outside, and he looks, and the bat's driving the wagon. He's like, what the fuck? And then he like looks again, and the guy's like, who's driving? It's really scary because it's obviously you know who.
Yep.
And then he gets to the castle, goes in, and it's very scary and dusty and cobwebby and armadillo-y and the whole fucking thing. And then we have the two different introductions. The one that we're very familiar with is the Children of the Night, you know, and that whole
what the music have they made?
And then what do you say in the mirror in the morning?
I am Dracula. Every morning too, by the way.
Every morning.
I have my Dracula widow's peak wig on though. It doesn't work that well with this chrome dome, typically.
Well, it could. it might. But then we do this whole thing, and so Brian Renfield is there to have Dracula sign some papers because he's buying Carfax Abbey, and like obviously Renfield is like a real estate agent, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna help you move all your boxes of dirt and shit to your new
he's
fucking
a solicitor
house.
Yes,
a solicitor. And then as things go, he's gonna get bit and eaten, and like the brides are gonna come out, and all this other shit. So now he's under Dracula's control.
Can I barge in here
real
quick?
Yeah.
So okay, so not only are we comparing two movies together today, right? But I'm going to throw in another one, the Nosferatu from 1979, starring Klaus Kinski. By the way, I love that movie. Like I love it so hard. that like I can't stand it. I don't have words for it. Anyway, so in all three of these movies, well, obviously the two Dracula movies because they're the same. By the way, did you call Dracula's Draculas when you were a kid? Never mind. Anyway, so basically, there's a part where he's like eating. I never drink wine, and whatever they do, all that stuff. And Count Orlok in Nosferatu, he sees when he cuts his finger, in the Spanish version, it's when he's cutting the bread, and in the English version, it's something different. And I can't remember in Nosferatu from 1979. It's even in the old one, but I can't remember. But my favorite part of that whole Nosferatu thing is when Klaus Kinski sees the blood and he gets fucking weird about it, dude. Like he gets all up in his face looking at him, dude. You know what? And I remember thinking, my goodness, these guys showed a lot of restraint compared to that the display by Klaus and Orlok. I'm just saying, if you haven't seen that one, by the way, we've done that. I mean, this podcast has been going forever, so there's so many we've done practically, all these kind of popular movies or whatever. But if you're gonna watch another one, watch that. In that scene in particular, cracks me up, and I just remember thinking, oh, good, he didn't I don't know, I don't want to say anything too weird because it's 2026, but man, was that bizarre with Klaus Kinski. Anyway.
Yeah, did you guys did Shadow of the Vampire on here, right?
We never have, and that's
oh
the
my
thing.
God.
So we did. So we did. We've done the new Nosferatu from 2024, and then we did the 1979, and I think we talked about the silent film, but no, that's one I want to do because I love that movie.
Oh my God, that movie is great, and fucking Willem Dafoe is so fucking.
You know what? And the thing is, yeah, you just do something.
Yeah,
I had that VHS tape. I mean, not when I was a kid. I mean, when I was like 20 or something, right?
Yeah.
And I wore that crap out. That was I remember seeing it on DVD going, oh my gosh, this is so clear because I'd watched the VHS so many times.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The soundtrack on that is very anxiety inducing.
Is it?
It's just like it's like a heartbeat. Like you're hearing what he hears.
Mm-hmm.
Like
okay.
And it's just like you're like, fuck, man, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie. But I'm kind of just like paraphrasing a lot of this.
Bro, you're doing great.
I'm assuming a lot of people have already seen this or at least know about it.
Yeah, of course.
But so they get on the Demeter. Is it the Demeter? Wait, did you see that? Was that any good?
I did. It was good. I mean, so here's my problem, Mark. I was going to call you Creed. My bad. No, here's the problem. Here's the problem with that one is that I watch every movie and I like it. Like I watched the new Silent Hill last night. The Return to Silent Hill. I thought it was great. And then I read all the like reviews and they're like, this sucked. It looked like, I'm like, I kind of loved it. I don't know what to tell you. So, but yes, I loved it.
Horrible things about it.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. But as far as the last voyage of the Demeter, I thought it was awesome. Yeah. I thought it was really awesome.
That's cool. I think that was a very smart movie to make.
Well,
that it hasn't been done.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a familiar story, right? Everyone knows the story, but this part of it is like crazily like like even in this movie.
It's a footnote.
Exactly.
Because in the book, since you haven't read the book, like the one thing, what I will say, if it wasn't for Hamilton and Balder Dasher, whatever, what are their names?
Let me go up here. I have it.
Hamilton Dean and fucking
Hamilton Dean and John Balderston.
If it wasn't for their play of Dracula, I don't think anyone would know the book Dracula. Like,
no, I bet you're right.
It was not. It's an epistolary book, first off, which does not read well. It's basically just a bunch of journal entries and newspaper clippings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the book is difficult read. It's not engaging. It's not super fun. Like the people who would be impressed by it were people who were just like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Because like when something's epistolary, you automatically start thinking that this is something that happened.
Right.
But it didn't like...
It was the found footage of book times.
Exactly. And it wasn't even that highly regarded.
But they did. There was the Nosferatu though from 1922, which is kind of based off that. So maybe not, but I totally get your point.
Yeah. So the play really made the film, being able to film, because like I don't think these guys get enough credit for taking that chunky, ridiculous book and making it into a story that could be told.
Well, and you asked me why I've never read it, and and it's like, okay, well, there's your answer. I feel like that's the same reason that I haven't read a ton of H.P. Lovecraft, because I have read a couple of them, and like getting through it's like, oh my hell.
Yeah, he's purpley as fuck, dude.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my gosh, let's just can you just get through this shit? I know it's a short story, but I ain't got all day.
Yeah, for real. No, Lovecraft is definitely he's one of those writers who wants people to think he's very smart when they're reading his stuff. But anyway, so back to this whole thing. Like the way they put the movie or the play together to where, because this was based more on the play than it was based on the book.
Right.
But what I will say to that is Todd Browning, knowing that Bela Lugosi did not fucking know English.
Right.
Like he was like, he basically, when he was playing Dracula on Broadway, he just learned phonetically what are the things he's supposed to say at each time.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? Have you ever seen Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? And Death is like, your shoelace is untied. Like I feel like that's kind of how Bela Lugosi probably sounded with a lot of things,
Totally. And it's so funny because like that was just his like broken ass English trying so hard to sound like he's speaking English.
Right.
But everyone's like, oh, that's what vampires sound like. Like, ooh, the children of the night. Like that's like
I'm taking that out. I'm cutting that. Ooh, the children of the night. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But
I never drink wine. It's so ridiculous. But anyway, I can't remember where we were going with that. But
epistolary books.
Yeah, epistolary books, whatever. I don't know. It's just it was no Mary Shelley. Let's just throw that out there. But that is also a very long-winded book, but it's one of my favorites. Okay, so he fucking eviscerates everybody on the boat and eats them. And the boat like is a ghost ship, and it like just lingers onto shore. And then they find Renfield in the bottom of the boat.
In that bottom of the stair shot, by the way?
Yeah.
Beautiful. They didn't have that in the Spanish version.
That.
You know what's funny? This is like I said, I haven't seen this in years. I saw it and I'm like, oh my gosh, how is this not part of our culture? That shot right there. How is this not in every, like, I don't know. You see like this, you see that, right? You see the picture with the, whatever. How do we not see that? That was gorgeous and creepy as hell.
Yeah, totally. And his laugh is great.
Yep.
And then the way, I think if you want to talk about overacting, I think the Spanish version of this scene was way more overacted. Yeah. Like just ridiculous. And a lot of the people who love the Spanish version talk, like one of the things that they bring up a lot is that the English version is too theater and kind of like overacted as a theater production would be, whereas the Spanish version seems more real and
Is
all
that
this
is
shit.
that how
And
you feel about it?
no,
Because me
I don't
neither.
feel that way at all. But I think that version, like that shot, is just like the nail in the coffin to that theory. Like that's like
Gotcha.
so overdone.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so then we start seeing all the peeps. Renfield's in Seward's asylum.
In the book, is Seward Mina's dad, or is because in Bram Stoker's Dracula, he's one of the three dudes who want to marry Lucy, I think.
Yeah, because then you have the American dude and
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
in the
sweetheart.
Book,
Yeah, I think
yeah, I think in the book there's that. That's in the book. I'm trying to remember if. No, I think he her dad?
I have no idea.
Or do they just live like up against the? I mean, talk about being in a fucking bad fucking part to have all this shit go down. Like your house is like up against the fucking asylum.
Right.
Oh my God, that's awful. But anyway, so Dracula is just he sees Mina and wants some of that and does the whole thing and but if you want to start talking Minas, like no shade on Helen Chandler, I just was never a big fan.
But Lupita,
oh my God.
Well, she was also a little like spicier, like with her dresses were a little. She, by the way, she's the Eva, but she's the Mina of the Spanish version.
Yeah,
she was. I mean, listen, I've dated a Latina before. They're very spicy, and so I feel like this is just true to life. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and like they didn't have the same. Well, here's another thing. If you want to start talking about censorship and stuff like that, because like I mean, obviously the Hays Code wasn't a thing yet,
right?
But like the whole deal where Dracula sends the girls away from biting Renfield.
Yes, it was very different.
Yeah. Very different. But like for some reason, the idea of maybe showing something that might be considered homosexual was like maybe this is gonna like play a little bit better than if we have like three like half naked chicks like eat this dude alive right now. Just like little things like that were just so fucking weird. But anyway, I'm trying to think of like what other there's so many other little things like that. But I mean just like the clothes, like the nightgowns and stuff were way more it's a lot more normal in every culture outside of America to kind of be a little not be so worried about being slutty and stuff.
Well, during the day they had the Universal producers on set going, "Bro, you cannot do that." But at night they were like free, so they're like, "Hey, Lupita, let's see a little."
yeah, for sure.
And that's cool. And it's funny is I have later on I'll talk about. There's a couple of parts, which I like this better in this one, this better in this one, and a lot of it is Lupita.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my God. But yeah, so then Van Helsing shows up because people are starting to like get bit and go missing and all this other shit, and little kids are getting bit and all this other fucking shit.
Flower for your buttonhole.
Yeah, Lucy's already been Blueford, and so all this other stuff happens, and Renfield like comes in to tell Van Helsing when they're all hanging out at the house, like, I'm going to tell you a bunch of stuff.
And I like how Van Helsing just randomly escapes, and then that's where he ends up.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Well, but that's fucking weird. But like, that's the whole thing. Like and this is like differences again, like in the American version, he escapes his cell to wander around the house.
Right.
Whereas like in the Spanish version, he escapes to go like eavesdrop on shit that's going on.
Oh, that makes
and
sense.
then
Yes.
gets caught, so like there's little like logistic things that like make more sense in the Spanish version.
Well,
And
it's
that's
because the
kind of
Spanish version is 30 minutes longer, so you have a little bit more time to flesh out some of those ideas. But
yeah. Well, anyway, so they're doing all this shit. Mina's starting to not feel great. People like start like Van Helsing's trying to like help make her, because he knows what's going on this whole time. Like he knows what's happening. He knows that there's a vampire like in the midst.
Yeah.
But he's trying to like play it kind of cool still.
Mm-hmm.
And Dracula keeps coming to Mina and trying to get her and all this other shit. And then when the classic mirrored cigarette tray thing happens, that's when he's able to get everybody on board. And he's like, we got to go kill Lucy, and we got to go do this, and we got to go do that. And then it's very kind of anticlimactic in the sense that they're just like, these are the things we have to go do. So let's go do these things. And I think that's kind of a flaw, if you will, with a lot of movies in the 30s.
Yeah.
Especially from Universal. Like once you know what you have to do, it's just like
they just go do it, and it wasn't as hard as you would think.
Yeah, and then it's like roll the credits.
Yes.
It's
like immediately.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2 seconds to see this, and then we're rolling them.
You two hug, don't kiss, because that's a little much, but you guys hug, we're rolling the fucking credit. And it's not even rolling the credits, it's like credit card, and then that's it.
Because we did most of the credits in the beginning.
Yeah, it's like 5 people worked on this movie. Here they are. Yeah, so I mean, it's classic for a fucking reason,
Oh, of course.
I just don't know if this movie would have been as big as it was, and I don't know if the monster boom would have even happened if it wasn't for Bela Lugosi.
No, and so I think that you're absolutely right. And the thing, and I mean, we'll get into this in a minute. I will specifically, like I said, I have my list. But the thing is like, how iconic has he become? Like how, like, and this is the difference between Villar and Lugosi, right? I mean, it's like Villar kind of looks like a dork, and he's smiling, and I mean, I'm sorry, but he doesn't. He just, I mean, maybe this is because I've had 50 years of this going into my brain. This is what pop culture tells me that Lugosi's like, right? But the thing is I mean, you have that he made this movie, and I think that when I mean, I'll spoil it, but it's like when I talk about which one I think was better, I think without Lugosi and also without Renfield, without Dwight Frye's Renfield, I think that regardless of anything else, those two make this one always my favorite, like head and shoulders above. And I really think I mean, the Renfield in the Spanish version wasn't bad, but he wasn't Dwight Frye,
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Villar was not even close to Bela, to be honest with you. One thing I noticed, and this is in both movies too, is I did not notice, and I never noticed this before. Well, I don't know if I noticed it before or what, but there was so little music in this, and I think it had something to do with the fact that like I was reading about it, and they're like I don't know if we should have a soundtrack to this because people will be like, where the shit is this music coming from, right? So they had intro and they had like the outro music, which was the same like awesome song, but it's like I feel like the no music, like, because there was a lot of like staring, there was a lot of like posing, there was a lot of like whatever that it kind of was maybe a little awkwardly long, but because there was no like music in the background, I feel like that really added to the eerie feeling. Like you're waiting for it. It's like watching a Conjuring movie, and then all of a sudden something creepy's happened. Quiet.
Yeah, it's like
in the jump scare or whatever, right?
It's like awkward.
Yes.
There's And since there is in this movie a lot of staring and all that other
A
shit,
lot of poses with their face, with their hands,
yeah,
with everything.
and it's Swan Lake in the beginning and end, right? Yeah, I think it's Swan Lake. Yeah, but no, it's but in the Spanish version, I feel like there was more music.
And I think that there was music, and I noticed this because I watched the English version, and then I read a little bit about it, right? And so I noticed that there was a little bit more like when Dracula would rise, like from the thing. You know, this is about both too. One thing that kind of struck me as kind of interesting is that before Renfield shows up, you know, and all that stuff. Well, I'm not before he shows up, but before like Dracula goes and picks him up, we get him rising from his from his coffin. We get that whole, by the way, that whole like coffin room, amazing. It's beautiful. We see his wife, stuff like that. But the thing is like we see him literally waking up right in time to go pick up Renfield, you know, at the Borgo Pass or whatever. And it's like I feel like in other renditions and other versions of this, it's like we kind of are like we don't know it's him yet, right? But this movie made it so obvious that he is the coachman, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like and this is obviously for both, and they probably shared certain shots that had no, you know, like the carriage going down the Borgo Pass. It's wild when like there was a painting on glass that they put above, you know, the actual carriage going down the street, and it looks gorgeous to me.
Yeah.
And we'll never need that again, obviously, because we've got the green screen stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm not sure if we want to like compare what's better, because I mean, in the 90s and early 2000s, CG sucked, but now it's like
it's so bad.
It was really bad, but it's like.
But I mean, people were still doing matte paintings like in the 70s.
That's
and
what
80s
I'm saying. I mean, we
know.
talked about V last time, you know, and it was like those matte painting. Well, I was 67, but I mean, it's like it's crazy. Like it. I mean, that gives you this kind of like eerie feeling. I don't know, man. It's like. You're right when you say it's sad that we're not going to see that anymore, but is it? I don't know. I'm just glad we have.
Yeah, for real. There were a lot of shots that the Spanish version used from the American version.
Yes.
But there is, I think there might be two, but I know one for sure where they actually had Bela Lugosi in it.
Do you remember when he was walking into the theater?
The theater, yeah. I think was there another one, or was that it? That might have been it.
There might have been another one, but that one was really obvious.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, I was going to ask you, like, since you were reading about it and stuff, do you know if the reason why the American version is so much shorter was because that's what the studio wanted and Todd Browning shot a bunch more? And because I know he was upset with the cut.
Well, here's the thing too, is it could have been, so it mentioned a couple of things. So he was pretty bummed out that Lon Chaney had just passed away, right? So he was going through some kind of a morose period where, you know, he's doing this and he's just like, okay. So a lot of it's that he was kind of going through like an alcoholic stage, and he, you know, there's a lot of people who even say that Carl Frun did a lot of the directing because Browning wasn't in the right kind of mindset, right? Anyway, so that's part of it. I don't know. I do know that it did talk about a lot about how there was, you know, always a producer over the shoulder, you know, as they're watching it during the day filming, stuff like that. But it doesn't necessarily say, it says that he was kind of like, oh, this is stupid, this is redundant, ripping pages out, stuff like that. But it's hard to say. It feels like it was kind of probably a little bit of both or a lot of both, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, thank you. But just, I'm getting room service right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right.
Lucky. I wish I was having that.
But no, so it could have been that probably. But okay, so we're firmly in the comparison. firmly in the comparison. In both Draculas, they're aristocratic, no fangs. They only prey on hot chicks, which, by the way, I can get behind. Like I said, though, Villar just does not have the look that Bela does. He doesn't look right. He's smiley. He's too, I don't know, he's too smiley, kind of looks silly sometimes. And it's like, I mean, but like I said, maybe that's just kind of a popular culture thing where we've been conditioned this whole time to feel that way. I mean,
and was he a big star in Mexico? Do you know?
Villar, like, I haven't. To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not sure. This actually, and the thing is even after this opened in Havana, right? So who knows? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I should have looked it up where he's from, stuff like that. But I don't know if he was a huge star before or after in Mexico.
Okay.
So it's
because I did like it when he would get angry, but a lot of that was also the shot.
Well,
like
okay,
getting
so
like up close into his face and shit. Like that.
This brings me to my next one. Thank you. This brings me to my next one. Okay. Yeah. So you are the filmmaker. You are the artiste here. A lot of what people say about this is the cinematography for the Spanish version was better, and and whether it was or not, I mean, Freund did the original one, the tried and true, cinematographer. But the thing is the Spanish version had the luxury of looking at the dailies from the from the English version. But a lot of people say because of that, the cinematography was better. They looked at it and said, we could do this a little bit better. Let's do a little bit. Here's what I like about it. Here's what I don't like about it.
Yeah.
What do you think, as somebody who understands like the talent, the art that goes into cinematography?
Well, the one thing I will say is that Todd Browning probably was because he was kind of coming off a lot of cool shit. So he was kind of had probably a lot more swing than like anyone would give him credit for now.
Okay.
But I can see him being like, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it. No matter what you say, Carl, this is how we're going to do it. Mm-hmm. Like this is what I want. And you take the shot. What I will say, I don't know if necessarily the Spanish cinematography is better, but what I think they did do well on, for especially in the castle, like they just had better shot composition to use all of those sets.
Gotcha.
And get all of the because there's just so many bigger shots and sweeping shots in the Spanish version.
Like, what were those sets? Were they paintings? Were they actual built like that? What were they?
No, they were built for the film.
Crazy. That's crazy to me, because they were
in the Todd Browning one. You barely see a lot of it, but that's why I'm also curious as to how much got cut and how pissed off Todd Browning was. Because did he shoot a bunch of stuff that showed that and just like whatever? But as far as and this is something that I think a lot of people like get confused with or just don't know, but like when they say the cinematography in the Spanish version is better, when people point out like what they think those better things were, it's not so much the cinematography as much as it is the blocking of where the actors are in a shot, and like how they're like doing like a tits up close up or a tight close up or whatever. But it's like the actual cinematography for these movies are very, very similar. They're not hugely different. It's just where the camera's positioned to the actors.
Is tits up a technical term for?
That's what I've always said. Like if I want somebody like this in the frame, it's like tits up.
By the way, you look gorgeous tits up right now. It's like, ooh.
But it's easier to say, like, instead of like going like, like mid chest.
Brother, like, I understand. I understood it the second you said it. So
yeah. But yeah, so there are some scenes, but like if you want to talk like cinematography, that
Well, no, so
they kind of do
it's
in
interesting you
the
bring this up because I don't know the difference. Like I don't know what is like you're like I said this is why I'm glad to have you on the show because you're talking. This is not cinematography. This is the blocking. This is the shots. This is
yeah.
whatever. Also, I like that I know the term "tits up" now. But
Oh yeah.
when
Now
it comes to
watch every movie you watch, you'll be like, oh my
tits
God,
up,
she's tits up. She's tits up. Oh my God, she's tits up.
yes, of course I will.
But like you know how you were saying how like they had the same marks
Yes.
in this movie?
Hmm.
Like what I think they did in the Spanish version, they left the marks on the ground. And I don't know if you've seen it, but like even when I see movies now, like when they do the big master shot, you'll still see it's like a T on the ground
Interesting.
with tape.
Hmm.
And then like you're supposed to have your toes on the tape and the tape goes in between your feet
Okay.
and that's your mark. And when you see a lot of movies now and it's like a big master shot so you can see like the floor and everything,
Hmm.
a lot of times and even on TV shows a lot of times you'll still see the
Oh,
mark
no
on
way.
the ground where people are supposed to stand. But the funny thing is that they had marks left there from the English version so the Spanish version could use. But then the Spanish version, like, as much as they could, tried to fucking never use those.
You know what's funny is the reason I even said that is because I watched an interview with Lupita, my lady, Lupita, and she was saying, yeah, we had the same. She was the one that said that we had the same marks, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna lie to you, Lupita, but if I was trying to film somebody with the sheer nightgown like you were wearing, I would probably go tits up too.
I don't know. That thing she had on at the end, man. It's so like,
Yep,
oh my God.
she was a little
Anyway,
minx.
oh my God.
I'm never gonna look at an
Um,
old lady the same way. Man.
but um, but yeah, so there's that, and the blocking. Sometimes that comes from the cinematographer if the director doesn't know, because like when you're doing those shots where they're in the like living room and there's like 8 people in the fucking scene
All right.
or in the shot, like that's for a lot of directors that's really like overwhelming and like I don't
Yeah.
know how to get all these people in.
All right.
So like when they would do stuff like have um like Stewart here and Van Helsing here and Renfield here, and it's like in this like kind of thing like that. I could see a seasoned cinematographer saying to the director, "Hey, I know you want these people like this, but if we turn them like this and have them be like this will work out a lot better."
Hmm.
But again, I don't think that falls under cinematography. Shit.
His
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Can you only hear me? Have these in?
Oh, you're no, I could hear you, but it's a little bit different tone.
Okay.
But we're good.
But because this is going to cut out again, so we're going to have to deal with that. But
Okay.
the whole thing, like when Renfield's face is lit a certain way, like when
Mhm.
he's down at the bottom of the stairs,
Beautiful.
or when all that's where your cinematographer is like,
Gotcha.
that's him,
Hmm.
you know. But there are some directors who don't do any blocking. They
Hmm.
just want the um thing out of the actor.
Gotcha.
And they don't care where people stand, what they do, where they
Hmm.
walk. They just want to bring the performance out.
Hmm.
But then there's other directors that are like, fucking stand here, you fucking stand here,
Right.
like, and you shoot this tits up, damn it. And like that. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, see, I'm glad that you know all about that because that's interesting. Because I literally am just like, yeah, okay, yeah, I could see more. You know, it's like, yeah, oh, well, now I know tits up, but it's like, problem is it's distracting when it's tits up.
Yeah. I think too, the big difference between these two, like shot wise, is Todd Browning was really into master shots, just big,
Gotcha.
wide, shots. And so I don't know, but there's another part of me because I know this was kind of a rushed production because they were having to shoot both of them at the same time and all that shit. But like, I almost wonder, like, did they not get the coverage that they were originally wanting to get, and they had to move on because they didn't have the time to fuck around?
Well, okay, so case in point, this is something I wanted to ask you too. In the English version, there's a time when Renfield's crawling up on the maid or something, like, and I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna get freaky with her, and I was like, okay, but it cuts away, so we don't know what happens. But in the Spanish version, it's like he goes up and then he touches the girl, but he's like just looking for a fly the whole time, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you leave something like that out? I mean, what? I mean, is it to make us think that I have no idea. I have no idea what the deal was with that.
I think that's exactly what it was. I think that the English version, they wanted to make Renfield creepier, which he was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, he was, like I said, him and Bella were head and shoulders above, in my opinion. In fact, but there's one scene, and this is a spoiler, okay, but it's a 95-year-old movie, so up yours, tits up yours. But anyway, long story short, so in the very end, there's a scene where Dracula throws Renfield down the stairs, right? And it's like, it's very like, it's cut, and it's like Bella grabs him, and all of a sudden you see him rolling down the stairs a little bit. Oh no, but not in the Spanish version. He grabs that mother and throws him over the side of the stairs. It's not like there's handrails. Okay, it's not like there's any safety. OSHA does not deal with that castle. He just chucks him. He chucks a dummy over the side, and it cracked me up. And I think that and Lupita are the two things that the Spanish version have on the English version. But other than that, it's like, I don't know, man. And who knows? Maybe I've been programmed like
the other thing I did like about the Spanish version is that at the very end, Van Helsing goes to like check on Renfield.
Gotcha.
Like that last shot, like that's kind of like, I'm like, oh, that's kind of
well,
like
it's
a cool little
a doctor patient type thing. So
yeah,
that's nice.
But I mean, there's way more dialogue in the Spanish version.
A lot more.
Like Todd Browning, one of his like strengths is like whittling shit down to like the lowest common denominator, and then the less is more to the show don't tell.
Well, and it's funny because like I watched these almost back to back. Like I said, I watched, I read a little bit in the middle, and I mean, but so it was like night and then morning. So it's like whatever. And the thing is I'm watching the Spanish version, being like, was that in the English version? I don't remember, but all in all, it's like outside of like a few obvious ones, like the dummy getting thrown and Renfield getting the fly. It's like, I'm like, I don't know how much it added. I don't know how much the extra 30 minutes added. And by the way, like I mean, if a movie's like awesome and great and it's 2 hours plus long, great. But if it's got an hour and a half of content or of like good stuff, and it's still 2 hours long, it irritates me a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't necessarily irritated because I'm like, I had to keep asking myself, I'm like, did this go on? But obviously it's 30 minutes longer, and I can't sit there and pick out exactly, where it was or what was said and what wasn't said. But it's like, it did seem like just a lot more talking, like a lot more back and forth.
A lot more talking. And from what I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that the script that Todd Browning was supposed to use was that same script.
Really?
But he just like started gutting dialogue out of it.
Gotcha.
So I don't know.
1931, 75 minutes. So I love it. Like I've been watching this series called The Blackwell Ghost, and it's like one dude, right? And he's doing these found footage ghost hunts, and they're like an hour 15 long. And I'm like, I love these. They're so short. They're so great. And there's nothing like annoying with it. I don't know.
Dude, every movie, no movie should be longer than 70 minutes.
Dude, it's crazy to me.
Say it. Like, I think we've talked about this before. I think every movie should be short as shit.
Except for the Lord of the Rings series, and I will fight anybody watching this right now. One at a time, though. I'm getting old.
Even the last hour of Return of the King?
No. That's the caveat. Once they go back, and Samwise is happy and like, oh, then cut it. We're done.
So the thing that everyone's actually pissed off about the Lord of the Rings movies, like you agree with.
You know what? Whatever. All I'm saying is we just want that look. We don't need the extra half hour after that stuff. That sucks.
That's fucking.
I remember
let's see everyone going home and how they feel.
No, I don't give a shit about them, man.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that in the theater, going, "Oh my gosh, I hate this movie now." But whatever. You bring it home and you have more control, so it's fine.
Yeah. You know where to stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, it gets really weird with all the freaking Frodo smiling like that. It's like, bro, you're really ruining your rep with me here.
Yeah, he needs to just not do that.
Anyway, I don't know, man. Like I said, it'll always be Bela for me. But I enjoyed the Spanish version. This is the first time I've ever watched it. So there's that. Oh, you did. Oh, there you are.
Wait, what is happening? Sorry.
No, you're fine. But you got anything else on these?
I guess that's it. It's like when you're watching them, like one, and then you take some time and then watch the next one, because all the sets are the same.
Yeah,
it's really hard to be able to go, oh yeah, this is definitely different.
Well, and it's funny because it seems a little bit like you woke up in a parallel dimension. Like it's like it's the same thing, but bro, those aren't the ones I recognize, but everything else is. So it's kind of weird. You see those like the memes where it's like Full House, but the Temu version or something like that. Yeah. And it's kind of like people who kind of look like that but aren't quite as good. You know, it's kind of a weird thing. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm trying to remember when that whole thing ended, because I don't think, because there's a couple other things. Like the whole reason why they decided to do this was when they were doing silent films, they could just change the title cards to Spanish and send the movie to Mexico or whatever. Mm-hmm. But they're like, oh, this is a talkie. We need to have motherfuckers talking in the talkie. Mm-hmm. But I don't think they did this with a lot of other movies after this.
No, I don't think so either. In fact, I was watching a YouTube video of this girl, and she was like, "Oh, Universal did this like 3 times total, or something like that." I don't know if it was 3 or whatever, but it was like only like a few. And it's like it wasn't even the monster movies necessarily either. It was some of the other ones, but yeah. So that's interesting.
That is interesting. So, and the other thing that's really interesting, as far as like finding out how things shook out, off of the success of this, Universal wanted Bela Lugosi to play Frankenstein.
Right.
And he, like, if we've seen Ed Wood, we know he threw a temper tantrum and said, absolutely not.
By the way, Ed Wood is amazing.
It's so good. And then Karloff ends up becoming a bigger star, and that always was a thorn in the side of Bela Lugosi. So then, when was that? Was that 1940? No. Or was it 38 when Bella's like, okay, yeah, I'll play Frankenstein.
Right.
And he played the absolute worst Frankenstein ever.
Well, it's funny because he didn't take the Frankenstein because he didn't have any lines, because he couldn't go in and say, I am Frankenstein or whatever. It's like, that's...
Well, and he wasn't like a suave, sexy...
Right.
Like, I think he really thought like he was... like, oh, I will charm the pants off of all of you, But like, even when, no, but yeah, I was thinking about it. So Bride was 35. So Son of Frankenstein had to have been 39, because Son of Frankenstein came out the same year as Wizard of Oz.
Son of Frankenstein was 39. I've seen it on the back of this box set.
42 was Ghost of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And then 45 was Frankenstein meets Wolfman.
Ooh, that was 43.
43. Okay, so he waited that long to do it. It's fucking crazy. But he was Igor in
Yes.
Son of Frankenstein, and that was probably the other best Bela Lugosi performance.
Right.
Oh my god. Okay, so that was 43.
Uh-huh.
Frankenstein meets Wolfman. So Wolfman came out in what?
41.
37? Oh, that 41.
41.
Oh yeah, because the
Wolfman,
Mummy
41.
movies were happening. Okay, so then Frankenstein meets Wolfman is 43. And then Ghost of Frankenstein. Oh, we already did Ghost of Frankenstein.
42.
So then we go to House of Frankenstein and House of Dracula.
Right.
And then Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Is that in your box set?
All of them. Yes. Every
Abbott and
single one of
Costello,
those.
too?
Yes. The Abbotts and Costellos.
Dude, Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein is like it is like the fucking horror comedy. Like that movie. Like,
I don't know if I've seen it.
Are you fucking joking?
Well, guess what? I have the Blu-ray on this Blu-ray box set.
Dude, does it have all the Abbott and Costello meet the monster movies?
Let's see, we got
like the Killer and the Mummy and
Abbott Costello meet the Mummy. Abbott Costello meet the Invisible Man. Meet Frankenstein. Yeah.
Does it have they meet the killer Boris Karloff?
I don't see. No, I don't think so.
Oh, that one's classic, dude.
Meet the Invisible Man, Black Lagoon. Oh, and then yeah, because that was later. But no, that was less than $100. So I mean,
oh my
it
god,
did okay.
That's so good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man.
Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein is like one of the greatest.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that tonight then because it's like it's still early here on the West. It's earlier for you, but I still have a whole night left, and I've pulled out this great box set. Like I'm gonna put my affiliate links, so I'm trying to put this out there, and so click those. I'm gonna put them on the YouTube link and on the audio podcast description. So
yeah, put it in the podcast notes.
That's what I'm saying. I will.
Yeah. All of the things that we've talked about on the show tonight, if you are interested, you can pick up for yourself by clicking the links in the description below.
Oh, dude. I'm gonna become that guy. It'll be fun. Hey, I got over 1,000 subs on the YouTube finally, though. I'm gonna do a little contest. We'll give away some. I got tons of stuff to give away, and just like doubles of stuff on all sorts of stuff. So
I'll do it.
I'll talk about that. One thing I won't be giving away, however, is this box set of Universal Classic Monsters. So I'm keeping that for myself.
The 4K Blu-ray edition.
Like literally, I saw this at Walmart. Like literally at Walmart for like $80 or something like that. And it's like,
does it come with 3D glasses for Creature?
Let's see. Creature. Let's see. Mummy, Wolfman, Invisible Man, Creature. Here we go. I'm gonna take a look at it right now inside. Let's see. It's nope. I don't think so.
Okay.
So you know what's funny is I watched what movie? Oh, I watched Curse of Frankenstein, the Paul Naschy movie.
Oh yeah,
where Frankenstein's not even in it ever. With the red and blue things. It was cool as shit, man.
Yeah, dude.
I had a great time watching it. It was fun.
I watched you have to have all the lights out. It has to be total fucking darkness. But I watched Freddy's Dead.
The 5 minutes where the sperms are flying around.
Oh, dude, that was so good.
By the way, put on your glasses. Mine didn't disappear like the folks in the movie, but
yeah,
I still thought it was cool. Did you know what's funny? Let me tell you how old I am. There was a commercial that was going to be playing. It was about a King Kong thing, right? And everyone, like on regular TV, they're like, by the way, go to 7-Eleven and get your 3D glasses. Do you remember that shit?
I totally do.
And it's like,
I remember having to get 3D glasses at 7-Eleven for, it was either Married with Children or The Simpsons. There was like one.
It was probably The Simpsons, I bet. But it's crazy. There was like and all it was King Kong like going back and forth, swinging on a vine. And I remember going like this. Oh my gosh, how is this? Where I got a little freaked out. I was like, that's how young I was, right? It scared the shit out of me, man.
That's so good, dude.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, man. So that's it. That's it. All we got.
Yeah, that's it.
Do us a favor. If you want to give us some feedback, that's fine. It's not necessary. You know where to reach us. Emails, Mike at
It's fucking necessary. Shut up.
Well, I mean,
give us feedback.
I mean, I was thinking if you call in, but I lost the bone phone number, so it's like we didn't use it for so long that I lost it. So, but yeah, hit us up, Facebook, message us, email Mike at cadaverlab.com. Go visit our YouTube. Go visit corpsecollective.com. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put Matt's links up top.
Oh my God.
So do me a favor. So I'll put up on the top right, it'll say Matt's links. And send me all the links you want me to put up there. I'll put those up there this week.
It'll be a bunch of sausage.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Who loves sausage more than me? I defy you. No one. Okay? Not one person. Send that to me. I'll put that up. Go to corpsecollective.com. You can get all the leaks. And I'll put a specific place for Matt's stuff. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube. Obviously, YouTube. Watch YouTube more. I preferred. You know what you can do? Put Matt Wall, Creeperson on the Spotify and just let it run all night long, over and over and over and over. If we all do that, he will become a millionaire before and then he'll be free from the clutches of life and its disappointment.
Free from the shackles of hell.
Yeah. Yes. But so check all that stuff out. Appreciate you guys watching. YouTube.corpsecollective.com. That's the last one I'll say. But for the Corpse Cast, we will catch you guys later. Say bye.
You say bye.